Right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd take the opportunity just to do a quick video regarding the day one really of the lockdown, and I just thought I'd go out and about and get a sort of a rough gist of what's going on and get a bit of a vibe, because, you know, as we know, it was announced a few days ago on Saturday that there would be a lockdown, which has been enforced today, 4 days later, 4.5 days later. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm allowed to film. It's okay. I can film. I'm not filming people. No, it's all right. I'm filming for a documentary. It's no problem. Well, I'm leaving anyway in a minute, so I can film. I'm not. Okay. There we go. So people nervous for no reason whatsoever. Anyway, so what's happened is that they announced it on Saturday, the lockdown, and in actual fact they've introduced it on Thursday, and yet they voted on it yesterday. So I don't understand where the logic is on that one, and I don't know what by the way the problem is with that woman there about me filming. It's a sovereign centre, it's a shopping centre, you're allowed to film here. I don't see any signs that say no filming. It's not like I'm impeding or infringing on people's privacy. Yes, so getting back to what I was going to say. I'm just waiting for my friend to come back, who went down there to... We okay? Sorry? You have to ask the police what? If I'm allowed to film inside a public shopping centre. So if it's a normal day, I'm okay to film, am I?
Okay. It's private property.
It's not private property.
It is.
Where? Where did it say I'm not allowed to film?
The building belongs to somebody.
It doesn't belong to the police. What are you asking the police for?
We're outside the middle of the arguing.
I'm not arguing with you.
He's explaining that's not private property. It's his property.
That's not what I said. That's a lie, and I've got it on camera. That's why I'm filming, so that I can tell that you're not. Yeah, you're not telling the truth. It's not what I said. I'm allowed to. Where does it say I'm not allowed to use a camera?
I just told you not.
Where does it say I'm not allowed to film? Where did it say that? Absolutely crazy. So I'm not allowed to report on what's going on. You know? Yeah, it's just terrible. I phoned the police, it's private property. Well, so what? Big deal. And this is what you're dealing with here. You've got people who police themselves. You've got her carrying out orders, thinking she knows the rules and the regulations. She's called her boss. Well, she's following me out to make sure I leave. I'll be back later to do some shopping. They can arrest me then. Yeah, okay. You know. And it's ridiculous. She's got nothing better to do. There's the exit of the shopping centre, and all I was really doing was just documenting how closed it is, as you can see, how empty it is. So I don't know why this is an issue anyway, filming. You know, I know there's cameras up there. Look, they can film us, but we can't film them. Is that what they're saying here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Eye in the sky, and yet I'm not allowed to use my phone that is equipped with a camera.
Oh, God, it's not like... Oh,
And it adds to the anxiety. That's the whole thing. You've got people like her saying that she's phoning the police, and I'm...
What's your crime?
To do what? Yeah, exactly. What's my crime?
How quiet it is. Oh,
So there we go. So I'm going to stand out here and film inwards now, because I'm outside now.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm pretty sure... Can I film from here? Is that okay? Thank you. Absolutely ludicrous. But there you go. That is actually quite nice that we've documented that, because that's what you're dealing with here at the moment. You've got people who are walking around with face masks, complying in there with the purple jumper, telling me it's private property, which it might well be. But then again, it might not be. How the hell does she know that? She works for a security company, and that's it. You know, and I've never been stopped before holding my camera anywhere around here. Madness, Tanya. Total madness. You know.
Full major incidents. Never
Yeah, I
mind the
know.
shopping stuck.
She's got nothing better to do. She walks around, sees someone holding a camera, and thinks it's her lucky day.
Yes.
Um,
Needs to assert
it's
a bit of authority.
absolutely crazy. Anyway, there's some shops that are open, of course, like Greg's, which is, you know, just a basic sort of, what is it, pastry shop really, isn't it? But then, of course, you've got things like card shops that are closed, but you have flower shops that are open. And you have bookshops that are open, like W.H. Smith's here. What's the essential in here?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe the essentials are buying books about.
Car magazines.
Yeah. Know his name now. Alex, how you doing, mate? You right? Yeah, good, mate. Good. See you later, mate. Take care. Right. There we go. So Costa is open to our right. We go. Right, mate. How you doing? Yeah, not bad, mate. Thank you. So anyway, right, where were we? Yeah, that threw me a little bit there with the lady there because that was a little bit weird.
And being followed right the way out. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And then I've called the police. Well, anyway, so, but there we got here's an example of the charity shops. So there's one here and there's a load up here as well, one of which that I normally work in. They're all closed down now and they probably won't reopen in the new year. Certainly that's the feedback I was getting. And then of course you've got shops that are shut down like that one there. There's a famous high street outlet here.
Enter through the main doors.
Yes, and it tells you which way to enter as well. Walk on this side, leave on that side. Just in case you didn't know how to avoid someone when you're walking through a door. Well, you know, we must be told, Tanya, we must be told.
Don't walk face to face into somebody.
So while we're on the topic, right, what do you say to all this? I'll call it nonsense, but, you know, what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, is there something to be said about this lockdown? What's the necessity in your eyes? Do you think it's ridiculous?
I've always found it ridiculous,
Mm.
and I do find it just control. But
Yeah.
from somebody that's just got over the virus, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. On top, the symptoms are pretty rough, and you do feel.
So you were
how-
diagnosed, just to clarify, you were diagnosed from having COVID-19,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, positive tested.
Positive
COVID,
tested. Right, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang, and about 20 symptoms of it that I had
Wow.
and lived through.
But
I'm free now.
but
I'm
you're
free.
you survived it.
I survived fine. Just
Yeah. You got cat food and stuff, so you're up with it.
I'm up. I'm all.
You're all
up
right.
to date now. I'm alive and kicking. as
Did they
say, shopping.
was there any aftercare stuff that they wanted from you? Do you have to go back there and report back as to how you are, or they just discharge you and that's
told
it?
me that 10 days you have to completely isolate and not
Okay.
mix or do anything, go nowhere. Well, the thing is, I was so sick I couldn't really go anywhere. And now, if I'm looking back, I think a lot of it was depression set in after being sick.
Yeah.
I stayed in bed much longer than I should have
Right. Okay. So
because I was isolated, ill, stuck in a flat.
So I think that feeds into what we're hearing with care homes and nursing homes,
Yes.
right? That a lot of people are getting ill in there because of the fact that they're confined.
You stay ill much longer because you're confined. You can't go anywhere for
Right.
10 days. So I think your symptoms leave the body,
Yeah.
but your depression has set in that you still feel sick as the first day because you're just confined to a small space and can go nowhere. So you just feel ill. And then when you know your time's over, all of a sudden you're remarkably well again. So that was a
Remarkable.
bit of stumbling of words.
Isn't it amazing how the human body retains the capacity to be able to sort of rejuvenate itself? Isn't that amazing?
Fresh air.
That is quite fascinating.
Being
Yeah.
able to go and do shopping again. Allows.
Yeah, bit of fresh air. We had a nice coffee together as well earlier, by the way, which was nice little catch up.
Conversation, good conversation.
Nice conversation,
Talking face to face.
talking.
With somebody.
Yeah, which is what
Just-
humans should be doing.
Yeah.
Bumping into some old friends as well along the way, which was nice. And then getting followed by
Security.
security.
After you spend money shopping.
After you spend money shopping there, yeah.
In the shopping centre.
Yeah. Now, it's got to be quite interesting because, I mean, you know, we left the shopping centre because why stand around and antagonise unnecessarily,
No, sure.
you know, and
Don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves.
considering that my favourite shop happens to be there. I don't want to miss out on that, but yes, indeed. So So you're just get back to what you were saying. So you're now out of that sort of so-called critical phase, right? So is it business as usual now for you? Is that it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Full forward.
Right.
Exercising,
So you don't have to
walking,
report
shopping.
in. You don't have to do anything like that.
No, it's
That's it.
now I'm done.
They just gave you a day limit on what 12, 14 days, whatever, and then
10 days.
10 days.
10 days. If you've been in contact with somebody,
Yeah.
you have to isolate for 14 days. But if you have tested positive for COVID, the isolation is 10 days.
Are you serious? Right, hang on a minute. Let me just clarify that. So if you've got it yourself, it's 10 days.
Yes.
But if you shared a room with someone who has it, it's
Or
14
was in
days.
contact with somebody, you
Okay.
have to isolate yourself. Even if you don't have never been tested positive
All right.
for, it's 14 days.
I hate to be, sarcastic or anything, but that kind of doesn't make sense, does it?
Work, yeah.
I don't understand that.
You're dying in bed for 10 days.
Yeah,
and
but if
it's
you're
like
next to someone who's dying in bed, you
Yes.
have to isolate for 14. Okay, well, that
Yes.
kind of... You're walking this way, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Right, all right. So, there you have it. Hot off the press.
Do the math.
Yeah, do the maths, absolutely. It's crazy. Oh, yeah, banks are open, of course, because that's essential. That's closing soon as well, Halifax. They're one of the ones, high street banks, that are closing.
Them haven't even opened today.
I know. That's where we went and picked up a coffee earlier. Bossa Nova, which is a nice place. Very nice indeed, yeah.
There's coffee in town.
Best coffee in town, absolutely. So if anybody's ever popping through Bournemouth or Boscombe or whatever, go into Bossa Nova and get yourself a coffee. There's the library over there. Remember, I did an old video on roadworks. This is the road that used to have roadworks. Anyone who's seen it or not, check it out on my channel, Sven P, and I put a video in there a while back. But that does look like they're still sort of doing a little bit of roadworks, doesn't it? Because I've only just noticed these things out today, which is interesting. So there's some surveying going on. There's another one in the distance there. If you look at where the yellow bus is,
yeah.
to the right,
Yeah.
just, there's like a tripod in the background there. I'm not going to zoom in because my hands are full. But anyway, yeah, so that's intro. We go on the other side?
I've got to go to the bus stop.
Oh, well, I'll accompany you like the old gentleman should.
Oh, what a pity.
Well, I have my moments.
Lovely manners, that's what
Well, it's... Yeah, and, well, Pisces make of the manners, I think, isn't it? It's a Pisces thing, apparently. But then again, we're going to be ultra rebellious and cross over a red light. So here we go, some of the locals. Hi chaps, how you doing? You alright? So, there we go. So we've got tripods going up again. We've definitely got some surveying going on. And we've got what looks like there's going to be some sort of building work happening again, or something is being installed. And it's, this happened last time when I did a video on roadworks. Straight after a lockdown was introduced, they started digging up all the streets. And it's on my channel, you can see it. And it's like, that is not a coincidence in my book. It just isn't. You know.
How long it's been planned, because then they've got it all calculated, okay?
Yeah.
Those will be quiet, start working.
It's very, very bizarre, and yet it's so obvious for those who have eyes to see, if that makes sense.
Of course.
But anyway, this is Christchurch Road. So, oh, never mind. Yeah, you have to get the. So there's. That's where that's a nice little cigarette shop there. Anyway, these are what I spoke about. These up here last time as well. So you have the antenna up there, straight ahead, and well, if you look to the right there, next to Europe International, there's a post with a black thing on the top,
Yes.
and that's your facial recognition systems that were
course,
installed.
that's your-
And they have them now dotted all around here now. So,
We watch 24/7.
Big Brother is most certainly in full swing. They're allowed to film us, but I'm not allowed to take some video of an indoor shopping centre. It's bizarre, isn't it?
It is, but they do it in the news. And on the news how quiet it is.
Yeah.
What's he hooting for?
Don't know what he's tooting for. But anyway. Yeah, so that's the irony and the hypocrisy that we're dealing with here. And you have people that just simply follow orders, like that woman in the centre a minute ago, without thinking or without holding a conversation with us.
She didn't really know what you were doing, did she?
And she was relaying wrongly back to them what I was telling her.
Yeah.
I was saying something to her, and she was saying something totally different. I don't know what this guy's doing. But he has nice dogs in the back of his car. What are they, whippets?
They are the miniature whippets, Italian greyhounds.
Italian greyhounds.
Yeah, because we had my parents had one.
Well, there you go. On that note. So yeah, watch this space. I'm going to be putting up a few videos every now and then. Not every single day necessarily, but I'll keep a little bit of a vlog going just to sort of keep us updated. I will be interested to see what they're doing with the building that's over there. The building work with the tripod behind that bus. Can't see it now, because that is certainly something that's interesting and worth keeping an eye on, I think. Anyway, so on that note, lovely day.
Yes.
Thank you for the coffee, by the way, Tanya.
It's a pleasure.
And see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Well, we know what I mean.
I know what you
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see where it takes us.
Trouble.
Yeah, well, likewise. Keep out of trouble, you know. I'm gonna...
Scans do the regeneration of that area now.
There we go. There's the. Are they? Have you noticed they put tripods up again and they're doing some sort of surveying? I think there's some roadworks happening again soon. Yeah, yeah.
Roadworks happening again was probably
Yeah, they're doing something here again.
of the area.
So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. You're in here, aren't you, normally?
Well, yeah,
Are you closed at the moment?
oh, yeah.
You're not, obviously, yeah.
It's closed.
Have they told you how long you're going to be closed for?
I don't know. You have to talk to Wayne.
But at least till December, probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. Listen, take care. Tanya, look after yourself.
Okay.
Thanks for your company. It was great. See you later. Right, and don't forget, tell the bus driver, you know. There we have it. So that was an old friend of mine, and maybe she'll even check out the channel later on as well. But there you go. That was see you later. That was quite interesting. It's amazing how, you know, you do a simple thing like walk around doing a little bit of filming. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing. I mean, the place was bloody empty. You could see it on the footage, and yet you're still getting, you know, you're still getting into grief with people for whatever reason. I just find it very bizarre. You know, and I was saying this earlier to Tanya when we were having a chat. You know, I got a bus yesterday to go to a neighbouring town, and the bus driver, who was probably half my age, not that that matters, asked me on the bus if I had a face mask, and I said no, I don't, I'm exempt. They were the words I used. And then he on me saying that, said to me, have you got a card to prove that you're exempt? And I said, I don't need a card to prove I'm exempt. It's enough to say that I'm exempt. And he just looked at me, and then realizing he wasn't getting much further, he then just said to me, okay, next time you get on the bus, don't forget your mask. And I then said to him in return, well, I will forget my mask next time I come on the bus because I am exempt. And I paid for my ticket and I got on the bus. Now, this is a problem that we've had now for a while, is that people are so badly informed that they'll throw stuff out there, and then when you have somebody, not necessarily like myself, but there are plenty of people who are knowledgeable around this, who stand their ground, and rightly so, and say, well, hang on a minute, no, that's not right what you're telling me there. Then suddenly you get yourself into situations that become very awkward. You know, and I was always brought up in terms of, if you don't know what you're talking about, keep your bloody mouth shut. You know, and to be honest with you, if you're a bus driver, just as an example, and you don't know, then why are you telling a passenger getting on the bus something that you clearly don't know anything about? Because if you did know, you wouldn't be saying that. And the same went for the woman in the Sovereign Centre that I just came out of there. I left a little bit hastily because I just didn't want the aggro. And I was there with Tanya anyway, and she was in a bit of a rush to get home. But, you know, I'll go back there later on, and I'll be talking to her about it, because it's not, you can't just hound people without any, you know, legal reasoning for it, or any, you know, just to say to somebody, well, it's private property. That ain't good enough. You know. Hello, mate. How you doing? All right? Yeah, good. How are you? Yeah? Hey? I know I've not been around well, I've been around, but not if you know what I mean. Yeah, not bad, you? See you later. Yes, that's what happens if you stand on the side of the road for too long. You end up seeing lots of people that you know from ages ago. I've not seen him for a while. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, just getting back to what I was saying to round off, that's what happens. And it's important that, you know, you sort of know roughly what you're talking about, because if you don't, you know, it will lead to misunderstanding, agitation, and before you know it will be rousing arguments, and it's not what we want. Anyway, like I said earlier, it's a beautiful sunny day. I shall leave it as it is. This has turned into a 20-minute video. I didn't intend it to, but there we go. I hope everyone's keeping well. I hope everybody, especially here in the UK on lockdown day 1, is doing okay. You know, get on with your lives as normal. Nothing much has changed really, apart from certain shops closing and maybe a few people going a little bit round the bend, but that was to be expected anyway. Always seems to happen. People get sort of whisked away with the mainstream hype and angst mongering. Don't do that, you know, and then you'll be all right. And on that note, love to you all and speak to you soon. Bye bye.